far right and the Bibby Stockholm. How the government-funded agency scares migrants. Going to read into this exclusive from the iPaper, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an exclusive from the iPaper with the headline of how the far right and the Bibby Stockholm, how a government-funded agency scares migrants. Protests outside asylum accommodation and rising right-wing extremism in Britain were used in the government campaign to reduce illegal Kurdish migration to the UK. How was this? Well, I'm just going to show you this before I give you my initial thoughts, guys. This is one of the adverts here. And anti-immigrant demonstrations in the UK have increased as part of the campaign to deter migrants coming from the UK, published by the government contractor. This is the source from the Migrant Project. So I'm just going to play it without the sound. So a government contractor is posting social media ads like this one to deter people from Kurdistan coming to the UK. Anti-migrant demonstrators in the UK have increased. In 2023, there were 275 anti-immigrant demonstrations in the UK. In 2022, there were 116 anti-immigrant demonstrations in the UK. There are approximately 159 demonstrations outside hotels where migrants were staying. Do you have friends in the UK that have experienced those situations? It's not saying go away, but it is definitely trying to scare people. Trying to scare people from coming to the UK. Do you really want to come here? Do you really want to come to the UK when you have these people with their protests and whatnot? It's definitely how it feels like. How nasty is this government? Like, why are the government doing this? Who is this benefiting? And is this really going to stop people coming? Do you think that these anti-migrant protesters that have been occurring in the UK, do you think it's more scary than where some of these people come from? Do you think the Kurdish, where they are, do you think everything's nice and rosy where they are? Do you think some of them are safe? Some of them may not be safe. And some of them are probably more prepared to take their chances in the UK than where they are. But I hate this tactic. I hate this deterioration. Because you're basically saying, we don't want you. We don't want you. We don't need you. We don't want you coming anywhere near to the UK. We want to prop up our borders and block you off from the outside world. What kind of message is that? What happened to helping our friends, our neighbours? What happened to helping our brothers and sisters? What happened to help thy neighbour? Where's all that gone? Everyone says, Britain first! Because it's Britain first! Well, this might surprise you guys, but if the whole world is burning around you, doesn't mean that Britain won't get set on fire as well. When a person's home is burnt to the ground, they don't stay in the burnt home. They look for another home to go to. They look for somewhere else. And they all go to someone else because they have nothing where they are. I use that analogy a lot because I always say to people who hate people coming to our country because they want to be a part of our society, they want to contribute. I always say, put yourself in their shoes. Try to put yourself in someone else's shoes. I really urge people to do that. But for some, they can't do that. They can't try to see from other people's perspectives. They try to assume that everyone who comes is a problem. They're not a problem. Please, it's not hard to do a little research, to do a little looking, to understand what's going on in the world. And you don't have to be in the bubble of just your own little group to understand this. I cannot stress this enough. An agency funded by the Home Office to deter Iraqis from illegally moving to the UK that has used far-right protests in Britain and the Bibby Stockholm barge to scare migrants from travelling, the iPaper can reveal. The organisation CFAR, which has received millions of pounds from the government since 2016, created Facebook and Instagram posts aimed at Kurdish Iraqis that used illustrations of anti-immigrant rallies overlaid with statistics about the large increase in far-right protests. In the video, Kurdish Iraqis were asked if they feel comfortable in the UK given the hundreds of extreme right-wing and anti-immigration demonstrations which had occurred in 2023. CFAR has been responsible for helping it implement the UK's anti-illegal migration policy in Iraq. It previously ran similar social media campaigns in Afghanistan and elsewhere. This course comes after the iPaper revealed a government campaign in Albania to deter illegal migrants, which featured videos calling the UK bigoted and expensive. In the Albania campaign, black and white images of closed shop fronts covering in graffiti, flats in states of disrepair, and mounts of broken furniture dumped next to a housing estate. Pictures were used alongside monologues of Albanians in the UK discussing the challenges that they have faced. Now, it's true that we do have some of those situations in the UK, I'm not going to lie. But that's not happening everywhere, okay? An internal Foreign Office assessment stated disillusioned communication campaigns have not been effective, and critics describe them as costly gimmicks. That's a great way to describe it. Is this really worth your taxpayer money going to, guys? Daniel Stockholm, a director of human rights policy consultancy Stand for All, said, Iraqis form one of the largest group making channel crossings, and we know that Kurdish Iraqis in particular continue to face persecutions in areas. This type of idea risks emboldening the far right by telling them that their tactics of violence and division are working. The posts deterring Iraqis from coming to Britain were published by the migrant project Kurdistan, which is operated by the Hong Kong registered company CFAR. The Home Office contacted CFAR to help its strategy to reduce irregular migration from the northeast of Iraq. Although the department said the company's work ended in September, since the contract is ended last December and the accounts have been inactive on Facebook and Instagram. The government's strategy was part of a plan to reduce the amount of migration from certain countries to the UK when migrants were attempting to move to the UK via a small boat. The Home Office campaign was primarily focused around training potential migrants with skills and provide work in their home country. However, posts also highlighted the rise in far-right rallies outside asylum centres. One post from March last year read, recent data shows that anti-migrant demonstrations in the UK are increasing. In 2023, 275 anti-migrant demonstrations took place, indicating how many extreme right-wing parties oppose new migrants to the UK. How would you feel if you migrated to a country and found yourself in that situation? The number post had a photograph of the Bibby Stockholm barge to highlight the type of accommodation where migrants could end up. A Home Office spokesperson said the social media account in question are not owned or run by the UK government. CFAR did not respond to a request for comment. So the UK government have said they tied their hands off this. It's nothing to do with us. This is what they're saying now. That the account in question and whatnot, it's nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us. Well, is it or is it not government funded? Is it taxpayers' money that's gone towards it? You're saying it's not owned by the government. Okay, you're saying it's not owned by the government, but did the government pay for it? Did the government pay for these ads? They have a right to know that. You have a right to know that. You have a right to know where your taxpayer money is going. This gimmick, just like the Rwanda gimmick, doesn't work. Doesn't stop people. If you want to reduce migration, we need safe and legal routes to do so. That is the way it should be done. Safe and legal routes for people to come to the UK. There are no safe and legal routes to come to the UK unless you are from Ukraine or Hong Kong. All others are not available. This is a problem. We need to remember that these are human beings. These are people that have come from all sorts of issues. And we need to help them. To show our humanity. Many people have lost that. We need to be reminded of that. So what do you guys think? What do you guys make of this story? What do you make of a government-funded agency scaring migrants? Let me know what your thoughts on this and more down in the comment section below. If you found this video informative or helpful to you in any way, hit that like button, share this across social media, and subscribe for more content. Do feel free to check out the Patreon and Rumble content for additional stuff. And if you want to support me in a financial way, hit that join button down below to join my YouTube membership for as little as 99p. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.